Hello everyone, welcome to today's showcase on Dark Souls 3. Katana time. Now, katanas are probably my least favorite weapons in this franchise. Why? Well, a lot of them don't really stand to be different from each other. Some of them are different, but the majority of them are not. So not my favorite, but there are many people's favorite. Today's one is the Black Blade. Why is it black? It's colored black. It's from the weird black set, you know, that set that no one really knows. Description of this weapon's too damn long, so I have to zoom out to read it. Then it reads, a short katana wielded by the swordsman and distinguished guest of the High Lord Wolfnar. They've probably pronounced that wrong, whatever. A shiny black blade is thick. That's what she said. But shorter than the typical katana, which is usually 26 inches. The swordsman was a master of the rare technique, traces which could be observed in this weapon's strong attack, which we'll be looking at in the animation section. This special skill is the hold, which is shared across many katanas, which is assuming this holding stands with a rapidly executing lunging slash with a normal attack, or deflecting parry with a strong attack. So yes, more than half the katanas have the basic hold skill, which is unique to the katanas, but nearly all of them have it. If a katana doesn't have it, it's usually exceptional. But will this one be better than the others? Who knows? Visually, well, the katana is a bit shorter. It is a bit impossible to tell in this game. In terms of reference and sizes, it's difficult for me. But it's not really that much shorter. I'd say if it is shorter, it's only by a couple inches. Maybe it's 23 inches? 24? Not by very much. Otherwise, the hand wrap is different from most typical katanas. I should have a picture somewhere. But it's a katana. It's generally shaped like one, but all the other small things make it slightly different. Not that it really says much, but oh well. It's slightly different, I guess, in terms of styling. Moving on to the stats of the Black Blade. We can see the physical is above average, which is nice. Most katana fall in the 100 damage range, which is average, because they have usually high DPS. However, the bonus damage isn't particularly that great. Usually you get 50% of the physical damage, but this one just falls barely under that. But it's still okay. Additional damage, like most katanas, you get 33 bleed damage added, which is still hard to use. The attribute bonus is 2Ds, one for strength, one for dexterity. And the attribute requirement reflects this by actually an equal, which is unheard of. Like, you know, it's not very often in Dark Souls 3 that you get 18 in both dexterity and strength. And then you got the hold move, which is the same as always, 17 for the basic attack and 5 for the parry. And the weight is 6.5, so pretty typical of the katana so far. Animation of this weapon. The basic attack is the katana's heavy lunge, a little formal strike. The power attack, you can see it's a bit different. It's a bit of a side slash, but not truly that different. Two-handed basic, you got the formal strikes overhead and downwards. And the power attack, you got the very distinctive weird move. You hold the tip and bring it down on your opponent. The basic roll attack is a quick slash, and the power attack for the roll is a heavy jab. Now you move on to the special move, the hold, like any other katana that uses it. The normal attack is a very quick slash, and the parry is used by this strong attack. And the quick sprint is a jab. To upgrade this weapon, it takes plain old Titanite shards. And we see in the first upgrade, the dexterity bonus goes to C. You couldn't really tell with this weapon, because the bonus damage wasn't exactly high, and the requirement was both equal. But apparently it leans on more dexterity, as we know now. So you get pretty much average upgrades, 10 points for both. Roughly 12 for the basic physical. And you can see at the final upgrade, not much else has changed, but it's a nice improvement. So, physically, the reason I opened up here is because I suck at parrying. So I open up with the parry. And we see it only does 514 damage. Rather poor, but because katanas are heavily influenced by armor. So it's extremely effective against enemies without armor, but enemies with armor are quite resilient to it. So we see here, you can easily just do a power attack and do 600 damage, which is more than the critical damage. Backstab there is 650. So his weapon has plenty of backstab and critical damage, but for enemies wearing armor, it's actually a pretty poor choice. But nonetheless, I will use it anyway. Now, can I go through a shield, though? Is a better question. Get this guy up. I'll try using the hold slash attack is probably the best way to go. It's quick, it doesn't bounce off enemies' shields. Let's see. That's one. He didn't flinch. So I have to try multiple of those in succession. Let's try one again. Again, another one. That's one. Whoops. It's two. And a third one, he staggered and broke away. And the critical attack again, 514 damage. So not very that great for going through shields. So I'm not even going to bother trying to go through this guy's shield. I do try to parry the larger weapons, but I still have yet to ever parry a gargoyle's flame mace. So I'm not sure if it can be parried. No one writes down any such things. But I am assuming it's unparryable, if that is a word. If not, I think I still got my point across what I was trying to say. Still, though, it did pretty good. I just wasted too much time trying to parry that damn weapon. But still, did job just fine. Does plenty of damage to the gargoyle's stone armor. Good enough, or at least anyway. Took away any awards, but got the job done. Better than a dagger. And against the Black Knight, you could either parry his attacks or dance around him, because your katana isn't very nimble. It's pretty easy to use. Now, I will be parrying attack, even though I'm not good at parrying, but we'll do a backstab, only 340 damage. Oof. Definitely impacted by armor heavily. Look, I got that on the first try. You can see just under 500 damage to the Black Knight. You have a lot of armor. Did good otherwise. Moving on to the pros and cons of the Black Blade. On the pro side, you also got a very nimble blade. The special attack is very rapid and quick. And a special parry can be used in either hand, which is nice. However, on the cons of the weapon's heavily impacted by enemy armor. I did mention it earlier, but all katanas are on the brittle side, so they have low durability. It's usually not a problem, but it's still a con. Those are the pros and cons of the Black Blade. Moving on to the score for the Black Blade. Damage gets 6 out of 10. It overall is pretty good damage, but still that armor really throws a chink in everything. Reach gets 5 out of 10. Even though they say it's a bit shorter, really it's still no longer in the longsword or any shorter in it. Animation-wise, you get 4 out of 10. It borrows nearly everything from the katana set animation, but at least the power attacks are unique. Bonus gets 6 out of 10. Initially looked pretty bad, but in the end it did more than double its initial rating. Going from, like, it was 56 to 220. I mean 120. Woo, too far. Miscellaneous though gets 4 out of 10. Because even though it sets itself apart visually from other katanas, it's still heavily impacted by armor. And that's a huge problem when fighting enemies. Because most of your enemies wear armor, or have some form of armor anyway. But still, all in all, the Black Blade gets 27 out of 50, which is good. It's okay. There are better katanas, ones that, set themselves up individually to be better, but this one's still good. So in terms of katanas, it's slightly above average for above the Uchi katana, but in terms of best katana, it's not there. It's kind of like in the middle ground, I believe. Still good though. If you like it, go use it. Otherwise, no difference. But that's been Showcase for today. I thank everyone here for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there.